going on, everybody? Welcome to this episode of the Budding Watch Enthusiast. Today, we are looking at a bunch of NATO straps from Mora Straps, which is a kind of newer company on the block. They were kind enough to reach out to me and to send me a selection of straps to check out here on the channel. And I'm going to tell you guys up front, I have really enjoyed using these NATO straps, and in this review, I'm going to tell you why. So at first glance, it's easy to look at these Mora NATO straps and say, oh, it's just another seatbelt watch strap company. And they're actually not seatbelt straps, and that was one of the things that surprised me, because that's what I assumed at first too. When I checked out the website before I got the straps in, they're actually just regular, really tightly woven nylon straps, but they still have the softness that a seatbelt strap does. They still have the pliability that a seatbelt strap does. I mean, these are super soft right out of the package. You still get that kind of look, sort of. It's not quite as glossy as a seatbelt strap would normally look, but you still get that same kind of look and feel as a seatbelt strap. But it's just a little bit better than some of the seatbelt straps that I have. One of the reasons is the thinness. So many seatbelt straps come in at 1.4 millimeters thick. These Mora straps are 1.2 millimeters thick, which is normally what you'd find from a traditional nylon straps. One of the other reasons that I specifically love it is a pretty long length on these straps. 330 millimeters is the regular default length that Mora has on their straps. For someone like me who has an 8-inch wrist, that is awesome. I actually have a decent amount of tail left to tuck in, even for me when I'm done. Normally on most straps from most companies, I have to kind of either tuck it in lower, on the first keeper, or, I don't have to tuck in anything at all. It'll just rest below that second keeper, but, very cool length on here, and lots of different holes, so it'll accommodate a variety of wrist sizes. I mean, for me, with these Mora straps, I'm usually on the fourth hole from the bottom, so it's got room to go, maybe even up close to 9 inches, and has room to get tightened up maybe down to 6.5. So if you have a really skinny wrist, these might not work for you, but I would imagine for most people that it will. The other very cool stuff with these straps is the fact that everything on it was developed by Mora themselves. They weren't using just regular stock components that they got from companies. They developed the nylon weave that they use. All of the hardware is 316L stainless steel. You can get it in brushed or polished finished. Obviously, I opted for the brushed on all mine. That's just what I prefer. Of course, you see the signed keeper that faces you here. The buckle is also pretty interesting as well. Normally, you tend to see these very large, very present buckles from a lot of strap company. This is very subtle. It's very discreet. It's not signed or anything. And actually, this, you may notice here, you may not, this is actually one solid piece of hardware. It doesn't have a spring bar in it, so that makes it a little bit more secure. Not that, my spring bars are popping off my buckles every now and then, but it's a little bit more security there. You use the gray one so you can see, again, the thinness of the strap means that you're not getting a whole lot of extra height added, though of course a little bit. And of course, if you really wanted to, you could always cut off that bottom part of the flap, and I did a video showing you guys how that could be done as well. And I mean, with the length too, an Instagram commenter also mentioned that the top of the strap is also longer than you normally see on most NATOs as well. So that way the buckle actually does sit underneath of your wrist. And here's a look at their Bond style NATO here on my Christopher Ward C65 GMT. One of the things that Ben, who is the owner and operator of Mora Straps, mentioned to me in our emails is that one of the things that he didn't like about seatbelt straps was a lot of times that seatbelt straps being kind of a little bit more slick don't really support the watch head as well, and he didn't like how the watch head would slide around on his wrist. It's just one of those things that's, really, it's not something you notice until someone points it out, then you can't help but notice it. And I will say too, these Mora straps, the watch head does not shift around on the strap at all. It does stay very securely in place, but you guys can get a sense there and kind of see what this looks like. So of course, here's how much tail is left out. I have an 8-inch wrist, so you guys can kind of get a sense for that. Obviously, if you have a longer, or a smaller wrist rather, you're gonna have a lot more to tuck away. Now, fortunately, the first keeper on these straps is fully adjustable, fully slidable along this entire length of strap here, so you can set it wherever you need to keep that tail tucked into place. And then for you environmentally conscious folks out there, Mora is a company that kind of is thinking about that going forward. These are the pouches that the watch straps ship in. There's no plastic bags at all, no little baggies, no little stickers on the hardware. This is a nice pouch. It's reusable. You can use it for watches, you can use it for straps, whatever. It's got the little drawstring on top. And these all ship to you in a mailer that's made of recycled plastic as well. And it's something you're seeing from a lot of watch companies now. Oris, I know especially, has been, looking at leaving less of an environmental footprint. And as you can see, some strap companies are doing the same as well. So these come in these 4 different varieties that you see here. So you have the vintage bond, the black, the gray, and of course the regular bond that I'm wearing here in the C65. You can get them in 20 or 22 millimeter sizes. So the cost on these Mora straps is $32 a piece. They do run buy 2 get 1 free on their website. So if you end up buying 3 straps, you'll get all 3 of them for a total cost of $64. That's a little bit more than $21 a strap. Usually when companies email you about their products, especially when it comes to straps, you usually get like a wall of text, and it sounds like a lot of marketing speak. And Ben sent me the email, and obviously he really believes in his company, and I said, obviously he's selling his straps, but they can't possibly be as good as he's making them sound. And actually, they really are. I really am impressed by the quality on these. I can't remember who said it, but someone online, it might have been from Ben, kind of compared them. He said he was going for like the quality of NATO strap that Tudor and Omega has, and obviously those straps cost much more than $32. I can't speak to how these compare to those straps because I've never had the pleasure of using them. But again, I'm surprised to say that I like these a lot more, even more than like my Blue Shark Alpha Premier, which used to be my go-to NATO strap. And I don't know if it's going to be anymore because I have really been enjoying these so much. And I've even taken this to a meetup as well. Both guys that I was with, who were both huge watch enthusiasts, also were pretty impressed by the quality of the strap that Mora is bringing to the table here. If you guys want to see these straps for yourself, head on over to morastraps.com. I'll put a link in the description below, and let him know that the Budding Watch Enthusiast sent you. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hit the thumb down below if you liked it. Hit the red subscribe button down below if you loved it. I will see you guys the next time.